Hey mama, if you're listening to this, you might be carrying a secret that feels too heavy to speak out loud. You look like you got it all together, you serve at church, maybe you even lead a Bible study. You smile when you drop off the kids, but no one sees the other side of you, the one that comes out behind closed doors. At home, you are a completely different person. You yell, you explode, you scream at your kids, sometimes in their face. You tell them to shut up. You grab them too harshly. You throw things across the room. You smack them in anger, twist their ears, spank them in rage, and immediately after, you are hit with a tidal wave of shame. You cry alone in your room and you whisper, "God, what is wrong with me?" You feel scared and disgusted by your own reactions. You're terrified that someone might find out. You wonder if your kids would be better off without you. You feel unworthy, broken, and too far gone to be redeemed. You try to fix this on your own. You listen to podcasts, parenting books, download freebies, but nothing changes. You keep falling back into the same patterns, and it feels like you are stuck in a cycle that you can't break. You don't trust yourself anymore, and if you're honest, you are afraid of who you've become. But here's the truth, Mama. You are not beyond hope. You're not alone, and with God's help and the right support, you can change. I'm Elizabeth, a mom of 4 and an anger management coach for Christian moms. And inside my Calm Christian Mom coaching program, I guide women just like you through a powerful transformation. This isn't shallow behavior management. We go deep. We address your triggers, your stress, your mindset, your nervous system, and the spiritual root behind your patterns. We invite God into every layer and walk hand in hand towards healing. In just 12 weeks, you can become a completely different mom, unrecognizable. One who leads with patience, not panic. One whose children feel emotionally safe around her. One who cultivates peace. This summer, I'm offering a Calm Mama strategy session, a powerful 15-minute one-on-one coaching session designed to help you uncover the root of your anger and receive spiritual, emotional, and practical support. It's your chance to experience what coaching is like with me before diving deeper into ongoing support. If we both feel like the full program is the next right step, we can talk about what that looks like for you. You don't have to keep living like this. Your family is worth healing, and so are you. Use the link in the show notes to book the Calm Mama strategy session.
Hi, sweet friend. I'm so excited that you pressed play on this podcast episode. Why? Because I have something important to share with you today. I want to ask you a question. How much are you worth? If somebody would replace you today and all the work that you do for your family, all the things that you do, how much would it cost to replace you as a mom? How many thousands of dollars do you think it would cost to hire someone to replace your position? I remember hearing this on a sermon on Mother's Day, and that preacher, he was saying that this was years ago, but they've done kind of studies, and they said it would be over $100,000 to hire someone to replace all the work that a mom does for the home, to hire a housekeeper, a cook, somebody to run all the errands, book all the appointments, a nanny to take care of the kids and take care of all their needs, right? Like all the things. You are irreplaceable, my friend. Literally, if you were gone today, your family could not function without you. That's because you're that valuable to them. Even though they don't express that. My kids don't really express that to me. My husband does, but not my kids. They obviously they don't get it. They don't get it until you're gone, right? All these things that I did not understand or value as a kid until I became a parent. And then I would call my mom and say, "Mom, thank you so much. for doing all this for us. I would write her a Mother's Day card or a birthday card. I'm like, I get it. Like, you did so much for us. You sacrificed so much for us. You did so much. Thank you so much. Like, you made our house a home. Like, that is not something you can hire someone to do. To make a peaceful and calm and happy environment for your kids to want to come home and spend time with you and to be around you. That is something only you can do in your home, to set that tone in the home. And as a mom, you set the tone in the home. And what I want you to understand, that if you are struggling right now, if you're in a bad place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever it is, if you're struggling, it does affect your family directly. And I'm speaking to the mom right now, the one that is struggling with anger, destructive anger. Maybe you're at a point where you're literally screaming all the time at your kids. You feel like everyone just yells in your home. Nobody can even normally talk. You feel like emotions run high constantly with you, with the kids, with your spouse. Everything feels super chaotic and tense. Every night you go to sleep, you are consumed with guilt for screaming at your kids and saying hurtful things that you regret. Maybe your throat hurts from all that screaming. My friend, I want to remind you that, first of all, you're not alone. Second of all, this is exactly where the enemy wants you and where he wants to keep you. Third of all, there's hope for you. God said in the Bible in John 10:10 that Jesus came to give us an abundant life. You as a mom, you're not excluded from that. I want to ask you a few questions that maybe will give you some things to think about. What would happen in 5 years from today if your anger is not addressed? How's that going to impact you? How's that going to impact your kids, your relationships with your kids and spouse, your relationships with other people, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being? How are things going to be 5 years from now if there's no changes? And I also need you to understand the impact it has when you have anger struggles, right? When you're angry, you feel out of control. Anger is the flip side of hopelessness. When we feel helpless and out of control, we experience that rage, that intense anger. And it's not because you're a bad mom. It's because you're literally struggling and you're having such a hard time. So what happens if our anger is not addressed? First of all, our kids repeat everything we do. How many times have your kids said or did something that you do and you're like, oh, no, stop. You can't do that. They're like, will you say it? Will you do it? My kids have done that. Your kids, literally, they're like little sponges. They take in everything that you do. So if you react in anger poorly, that's their model. That's what they learn. You cannot be telling your kids, control your anger, control your impulses, stop screaming as you're screaming at them. That's not the way it works. So first of all, your kids will repeat everything you do. Second of all, probably another big thing is you are sinning when you're saying and doing hurtful things in anger. The Bible says, be angry and do not sin. It's not that we can't feel anger. Anger is not a normal emotion that God created us with. The problem is when that anger takes over and we say and do hurtful things. It is possible to feel angry and not sin. The problem with anger and destructive anger is that it causes sinful choices and they are hurtful to you or to your family members. Number 3 is that your kids and your spouse experience emotional rupture. So when we are angry and we say hurtful things and we hurt others, maybe even physically in our anger, if you're physically hurting your kids in your anger, that's a big red flag. Something needs to happen. The biggest thing when it comes to anger is that it oftentimes creates rupture in our relationships, emotional disconnection. When you are dysregulated, when you're upset, when you're angry, when you're feeling angry, what happens is you'll say something hurtful to your kids, you'll say something hurtful to your spouse, you cause hurt, and that creates emotional disconnection. Nobody wants to be around an angry person. Nobody does. I don't want to be around angry people. That's so unpleasant. It feels emotionally unsafe oftentimes, because if you are hurting your children emotionally or physically with your words or actions when you're angry, that creates that rupture between them. They're not going to want to come to you when they're having a hard time because they don't feel safe to come to you and share their struggles with you. So you need to create that safe environment for them in order for them to open up. If they're lying to you, they might be afraid of your anger and the way you overreact. And maybe it's not a them problem. Maybe it's something that you need to look in within yourself and see, hey, well, what do I need to do differently? Anger can really cause a lot of damage in relationships. Oftentimes, anger is rooted from wanting to be in control. And when you can't control someone or something, you get triggered because your mentality is like, oh, I want to control. I need to control this. Well, where does that come from? Part of it is our sinful nature. Part of it is what is modeled. So if you grew up in homes, and maybe this is even a generational pattern in your family of origin where your parent is super controlling, your grandma was super controlling, and now you feel like you want to be super controlling. And when you feel out of control and you can't control your children, you can't control your husband, which technically you can't. Nobody can really control anyone else. You can influence them, you can impact them, you can direct them, you can guide them, but you cannot control other people. That is not your responsibility. Your job is to have self-control. That's what the Bible tells us, to have self-control, not other control. And wanting to stay in control of others is a big contributor to rupture in relationships. So how many times have you heard of marriages break up because a spouse is super controlling? And what happens? They feel angry when they feel out of control, and they blow up and they explode trying to get that control back. That creates rupture in relationships. If that's you with your children, my friend, I'm telling you, this is a big deal. This is a big problem because that will rupture your relationship with them. If you want a home where your kids come home to you when they're older and feel safe and loved, and it's a peaceful home, it starts with you. You can't just expect for it to automatically to happen. You have to work on yourself. I can tell you this. I grew up in a home where my mom created a lot of peace and calm in our home. My mom is very loving. She's very caring. She is not controlling. And one of the big things I appreciate about her, she's caring to a fault. She cares a lot. But one of the things that I appreciate about her is that as I was growing up, as I became a teenager, as I became a young adult and got married, there were oftentimes decisions that I would make that my mom would disagree with. And she would have conversations with me about it. She's like, I see things differently. I think this is not the best decision. This is not the right choice. But what I really appreciate about her is that she expressed her opinion, perspective. She backed off and she prayed. And she did not push her agenda. Yes, she wasn't super happy with the choices I was making, but she wasn't pushing it at me. And I think that is a big quality of a godly woman. And if we want to be godly examples to our children, if we want to model Christ to our children and respond in a God-honoring way, even when we are triggered and having a hard time, this takes work. This does not happen overnight. And I have something super exciting that I want to share with you. I'm so pumped for this. My friend, I put together a 12-week one-on-one coaching container for you. This is for you. If you're listening to this podcast episode and you're like, I relate so much to everything she's saying, I have something super exciting for you. Calm Christian Mom 12-week one-on-one coaching container. This is my beta round. This is my first time doing this specific container in a 12 weeks. This is my first time doing it like this, especially from a faith-based perspective. So the price is the lowest it will ever be. And you get some perks. If you enter now, you will get lifetime access. You will give me some feedback as I go along and put this program together. And you literally get the lowest price you could ever get, because moving forward, I will be increasing this price quite a bit because this is so transformational. I believe in this so much. All this knowledge that I have and things that I implement in my own daily life, I'm putting together in this coaching container. Let me share with you what is in it and who this is for. All right. So, first of all, imagine this. You start your day feeling peaceful, grounded, and present. You go through your day with a sense of calm. You know how to calm down without having an emotional explosion with your family. You could easily ask for help without feeling any guilt. You have a positive mindset and you know how to take your thoughts captive. You have a connective, safe relationship with your kids because they feel safe around you. Imagine you go to sleep feeling relaxed and confident that your kids like you and that you're the best mom for your kids. You had daily me time to recharge and restore without feeling any guilt. And you felt empowered and in control of your own emotions and able to handle hard situations in a God-honoring way. Doesn't this sound lovely? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to tell you about my one-on-one coaching container. This is a 12-week program that will help you become in control of your anger and temper and build healthy coping strategies to be the mom that you desire to be. So this program is for you if you feel like you're daily stressed out, burned out, and on the verge of an emotional explosion. This is for you if you feel like you're constantly failing at being the loving mom that God is calling you to be. This is for you if it seems like your anger is controlling you and you wish no one would ever know how you react with your kids behind closed doors. This is for you if you feel daily triggered by your children and feel like a ticking time bomb. If you say hurtful things and do hurtful things to your children and you know it's negatively impacting your relationship with your kids. So I want to make this clear. This program is not for everyone, okay? This is for the mom that is ready to be committed to showing up and doing deep, uncomfortable work. I'll show up and do my part. I need you to show up and do yours. This is for the mom who's really serious about changing her legacy and is willing to change her old ways that are not serving her anymore and ready to break generational patterns of anger outbursts. This is for you if you're going to watch the trainings, show up for the calls, do the homework, and check in with me regularly. This is for you if you're truly sick and tired of feeling the way you feel now, and you'll do whatever it takes to make this work. My friend, I'm here to teach you and show you how to transform your mindset, set healthy boundaries, learn healthy coping skills, and overcome mom guilt and shame by partnering with Jesus and modeling Christ to your children. My friend, there's hope. With God's help and support, it is so possible for you to become the mom that is loving and has a safe relationship with her kids. I believe that every mom should be supported. You don't have to silently struggle anymore. Friend, I want to remind you that I'm here because I invested in myself. And I'm here to teach you, not because I got here on my own. Yes, I went through hard seasons in my life. Yes, God walked alongside me and I leaned on Him. And I surrounded myself with this support. I invested in counseling. I invested in therapy. I invested in coaching containers. I invested in online coaching programs. I invested in books. I invested in memberships, things that brought me where I am today. All this knowledge and support is here for you to carry you forward, okay? If you choose to work with me and invest in this, the transformation you're going to get, all right? Here are the things that are going to change in your life. You will get to the root of your anger and your triggers. You will be able to prioritize your needs guilt-free and set healthy boundaries to protect your energy. You will have the tools and the skills to process emotions in a healthy way and be in control of your anger and triggering moments. You will model emotional stability and regulation to your children, therefore changing their lives. You will have an overall sense of peace and calm, an increased window of tolerance when things are not going your way. My friend, I don't know if you know this, but studies have shown that hiring a coach increases likelihood of implementation and success by 95%. 95%. Okay? So think about this. There's two ways that you can do this. You can do this on your own, which I'm confident you've tried. You probably read the books. You probably listened to my podcast or other similar podcasts on this topic. You've probably maybe even bought courses, and you're still here. You maybe even prayed about this anger to go away, and it's still here. Friend, it is possible for change. You are not doomed to feel angry the rest of your life and be an angry mom. That is not a label that you should keep or slap on yourself, okay? You can become calm, patient, and present with your kids. You can become steady and stable for your family. It is so possible with God's help and support. You know, I have a course that has really similar information, which is no longer available. I took it off. It's called Emotionally Healthy Mom Course. But what I've noticed is that moms that would purchase it, they would not finish the course, therefore not implement the things that they were learning. First of all, statistically, only about 5% of people finish the courses that they buy. Go from beginning to end. About 1% of people actually implement of what they've learned from courses. Taking the fact that you're stressed out, overwhelmed, running and empty, and you have no time for yourself, very high chances for implementation not to follow through. And that is why I believe in live coaching so much. And for you to invest into it, it needs to sting a little bit. It needs to hurt a little bit. It needs to be uncomfortable, because you know what? When you're invested, you have skin in the game and you show up. Let me give you an example. There's free YouTube videos to work out. Are you doing those workouts? You want to be fit. You want to be healthy. Most of us do. Are you using the free resources that you have? When things are free, we are very unlikely to implement them and follow through. When it costs us something, we do it. And we're a lot more committed. Why? Because it costs you something. If you sign up for a gym membership, that's $100 a month. And then you hire a personal trainer where you pay another $300 a week to show up, for them to walk you step by step, for them to guide you, for them to keep you accountable, for them to check in with you every day. Tell me, where are you going to see the transformation? Where are you going to show up and do the work? Or are you going to do it when you're doing the free YouTube videos all by yourself without support and accountability? I bet your butt you're going to show up to that gym, and very, very likely you're going to do the work. Why? Because first of all, you have that support, and then you have that accountability, and then you have skin in the game because you invested. When things are free, when things are really cheap, it doesn't really cost us much, and we are not committed, and we're not invested into it, and we don't implement and don't follow through. Trust me, I'm telling you this from personal experiences. I bought courses that were $59. They're still sitting in my inbox. I haven't even opened them. Why? Because it didn't cost me much. I bought a coaching program that cost me $2,000. Guess what? I showed up to all the calls. I listened to all the lessons. I did all the work. Why? Because I was invested. I wasn't going to waste $2,000. I have this coach for 12 weeks that I worked with. I'm going to get all my money's worth, because I don't want to waste that money, because it really motivates me to have that skin in the game and show up. Here's the thing. I want to support you. I want to be your coach. And if this feels like this is super aligned with you, if this is something that you feel like God is calling you to, and you feel this nudge inside of you, like, this is for me, like, my family needs this, I need this, this is going to change my life, the next step for you is to book a call. There's a link in the show notes, is to book a call with me. And on that call, I'll get to know you a little bit better, and we will both decide if this is the best next step for you. I will not pressure you into buying anything, but know that this is normal to feel scared to make a commitment, an investment, if you've never done it before like that. If you do decide to work with me and move forward, we will have weekly 45-minute coaching calls. You will have access to me via Voxer. It's a walkie-talkie app, or you can just message. Monday through Friday during day hours, I will respond to you at least once a day and support you, encourage you. I'm literally like a coach in the back pocket. And if you're having such a hard day with the kids, you message me. I'll be there for you, friend, to encourage you, to lift you up. You will get access to pre-recorded trainings dripped weekly and homework assignments, journaling assignments that you will need to do, because it's not just you showing up for the calls. You need to do the deep work that is required for you to rewire your brain, to do things differently, to spend time with God. Like, you need to create that space, and you will. I'll show you how to create that space in your life. There's going to be things you're going to be letting go so you can create that space for yourself. My friend, a year from now, you will have wished you began your support journey today. You're so valuable to your family. You matter. You are important. And this is an investment into your whole family. It's not just you. You're the foundation of your home. If you're struggling, it seeps into the rest of the family. How would it feel like to be supported every step of the way? Just wait. You get a couple bonuses. This is super exciting because the program is 12 weeks long, but you will also get a 6-month and 9-month follow-up coaching calls to see how you're doing, guide you some more if you have any more questions, if you need any further support. That's included in your price. And oh my gosh, I'm super excited about this. This is like the best part. No, not the best part, but I think this is super sweet and cool. You will get a gift basket from me mailed to your house. It's going to have some relaxing essential oils, a journal that you'll be using to do the homework assignments, a book called Triggers. It's a Christian book by 2 Christian authors, by Amber and Wendy. And I'm so excited because I did interview Wendy for my show, and I will be airing that episode sometime in the fall. And you will get a candle, some body butter, a face mask, bath salts. Like, I am setting you up for you to feel relaxed and supported. I am here to do my part, to show up for you, my friend. Listen. By the end of 12 weeks of coaching with me, you will feel peaceful and empowered as a mom. You'll show up in a spiritually aligned way that feels good and that you're proud of. You'll know exactly what's contributing to your triggers and how to manage them. You'll have a closer relationship with God, your spouse, and your kids. You will communicate your tough emotions effectively. You will cope with stress and anger in a healthy, effective way. You will learn skills and tools that you need to break generational unhealthy patterns and apply them for a lifetime. You will naturally pass all this on to your children. You, my friend, are their biggest influence, okay? I want to read a few reviews of moms that have worked with me in different capacities. It wasn't in this 12-week coaching program because this is brand new, but I have worked with multiple moms on different coaching calls and smaller coaching containers, and I want to read their reviews to you. Rochelle says, I was hesitant to try coaching as a mom of 3 special needs teens. I felt judged, and even those who are supposed to be helping my family. Elizabeth was warm, welcoming, and calm right off the bat. I felt like I was having tea with an old friend. She provided simple, practical strategies and mindset shifts from a Bible-based perspective that were easy to implement. I am so thankful for Elizabeth's support and glad I finally gave coaching a try. This is from Joy. I deeply appreciate and valued Elizabeth's approachability and availability. She's attentive and offers specific and immediate recommendations to help mamas navigate the stressors of everyday life. I implemented mine the same day we spoke, and it's been very helpful. This one's from Samantha. Elizabeth is seriously the best. I do not know how she knew I needed to have a one-on-one call with her today, but she did. They say that God works in mysterious ways, and the day I had a scheduled call with her. I had such a funky day. After the call, I was back to my shining self. She walked me through a meditation and provided a mantra I use to this day. Beyond thankful for you, Elizabeth. And this one is from Colleen, my one-on-one coaching client. I am so grateful to have found Elizabeth. I always struggle with implementing the little things my logical brain knows that will help, like prioritizing time for myself each morning. So having accountability and someone who was checking in on me was the key to finally creating some really sustainable habits and changes. Mom burnout is real, and having someone to walk me through exactly how to come through it on the other side completely changed my whole motherhood experience for the better. Thank you, Colleen. My friend, I want to invite you to take the next step. If this is tugging at you, if you feel like this is aligned with you, if you feel like God is leading you to invest into yourself, I'm here for you. This is scary. I know that I can help you change your life. With God and my support, your life can literally change for the better. You will not have to go to sleep filled with shame and guilt for screaming at your family. This is going to be a thing in the past. No more screaming at your kids on a regular basis. No more saying hurtful, damaging things that you regret. None of that. My friend, it is so possible. The next step for you is in the show notes. There's a link that says book a clarity call. That is your next step to move the needle forward and to invest in yourself. Friend, if you feel like your husband is not supportive, if that is what's holding you back, you know what needs to happen? You need to share with him what really is going on behind closed doors when he's not around, how much you're hurting, how much you're struggling, how much guilt you're consumed with. If you desire to make changes, God will find a way. Pray about it. If there's a will, there's a way. It is so possible for you to make these changes. You are supported, my friend. I'm here for you. And the next step is to book a clarity call with me. I can't wait to connect with you.
Hey mama, do you find yourself snapping over the smallest things, like spilled milk or constant whining, then feeling horrible afterwards? If you're tired of losing your temper and you want to show up with more patience, I have something for you. It's a free training called How to Be More Patient with Your Kids so you're not screaming over spilled milk. Inside, I'll walk you through 10 simple things you can start doing today to become a calmer, more Christ-like mom, even on the hard days. To get it for free, just leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and send a screenshot to hello@emotionallyhealthylegacy.com. Or if you'd rather skip the wait, you can grab it right now for just $27. The link is in the show notes. Let's help you become the peaceful, patient mom your kids need.